Recording video confirmed. Audio is now recording. And here we go. Countdown incoming in 3, 2, 1. Greetings and welcome back to There Will Be Dungeons. Playing D&D today for the third season of The Delvers of There Will Be Dungeons. Thank you guys for listening and joining us live, those who are. And if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube or listening to the podcast, we love you just as much. So sit back and relax and enjoy the following show. But before all that, I will remind you that if you're a tea drinker, or even if you're not and you want to become one, now's the time to head over to phoenixpearltea.com/TWBD and try out some of the There Will Be Dungeons branded teas. They're all great. Something for everybody. So go browse around and see what you like. That's phoenixpearltea.com/TWBD. We will now turn the keys over to Kyle, who will drive us to our destination. Kyle?
Last season on There Will Be Dungeons Delvers, we attended the Bronze Ball, which was beset by one the Calazar, an evil force that lays beneath Atemer, awakened after being forced from the dream of Anathala. That's right, we're committing to that name there. We got bounced around a little bit. It's now officially Anathala.
Nice.
Okay.
As the evening progressed, the ball was a glorious affair. One gentleman cavalier traveler attended. One princess Hisia attended. But the ball was eventually besieged by underdark monsters. Gricks, hooked horrors, dark mantles all emerged from underground and attacked the attendees. A great hole opened up and a roper began to grab the elven folk in the area and bring them down along with others. The Delvers fought back. Particularly Grinkeeper, with the help of Gentleman Cavalier Traveler, managed to save many of the ladies of the Loran Ilthalkir finishing school and help them escape. It is now about 2 a.m. on that very night of the Bronze Ball. People have escaped from the Governor's Ball Hall and have dispersed into the evening. Let's start with Grinkeeper. Grinkeeper, you and Gentleman Cavalier Traveler, GCT, have brought the ladies back to the finishing school. As Lady Vestal ushers them all through the gate, she begins to take in attendance and finds out that several of her students are now missing. In particular, Etha Ames, a third year, and Sharelha Karan, a first year, a half-elf and a high-elf, respectively. She looks on at you as she begins to close up the gate, which normally remains open overnight there outside of the grounds, the great fountain out in front of the school, and its great dormitory hall. She looks at you through the gate, sort of wondering if you're going to enter or if you're going to stay outside with your mysterious gentleman.
Grinkeeper would stay outside the gate.
Noting that you've committed to staying, and knowing that full well you have snuck into the school many times before, Lady Vestal closes the gate and heads up towards the school. You find yourself now sitting in the night with GCT, and he takes both your hands. In 1 second, I have a sad cat.
Grinkeeper doesn't know how to respond to that.
What does one do with a sad cat?
I don't know. Feed it?
Feed it? Let it out?
Open a window?
Yeah.
That was the DM's problem, not GCT. GCT takes both your hands and holds them together in front of him. With his great M of blonde hair in front of him, his hat slightly askew after the mighty fencing and hammering you two did together to the many monsters throughout the ball hall. He looks nonetheless disheveled. It was a pleasure seeing you again, my lady, but I must go. My time is up here.
But, how do I find you? Now?
He looks over his shoulder looking towards where the rising sun would be. And gives a little shrug, and I guess I can stay a little longer. Come, you must have many questions over these last 2 years. And you've grown so much since then. You two,
Yes.
you two walk down the street, kind of skirting along the edge of town up by the finishing school, and make your way among the many sleepy manors that make up the edge and the farmland that heads into the forest on Atimer. What questions do you have, my lady?
Well, who are you? What's your name?
I go by Gentleman Cavalier Traveler. I'm an adventurer, much as you seem to be now. I was a platinum before I was self-banished from this world.
You mentioned a curse.
Some 5 years ago, I attempted to rally the Minotaurs under a place they called Minotaur Mesa to defeat an evil heart that beset them. But instead of defeating this great force of evil, we found ourselves cursed. Cursed with soul rot and exponential aging. For every day on this plane, we grow older and older, cursed to live infinitely, but shamble about as our remains. I shamefully abandoned my Minotaur companions and went to the astral plane where I now reside. I am able to, once a year, attend the Bronze Ball to see you. Some 2 years ago, I heard an innocent heart call out in danger. The demons released by the cultists in town of Atimer, the troubles of this town never end, had beset you, and I heard you across time and space. But if I were to stay more than a day, the horrors of the aging would take place and leave me vulnerable.
But how do I fix it?
Find the heart that cursed us, then. I'm afraid I cannot attend to this task, as it would take more than a day. At just a single 2 days on this plane, I would age 4 years. A full week, 128. If I were to stay a month on this plane, I would age some 2 million years.
I'll find it then. You said it's below the city?
Below the city in an area called Minotaur Mesa. It was outside of town, south of the Noble Hollow, deep underground.
Okay. I'll find it.
Then this is where I must say goodbye. I will see you in a year's time, unless you are able to remove the curse. Before I go, might I favor the lady with a kiss?
And Grinkeeper just keeps going, for a long time. And she shakes her head, no, not yet. Before a year's up, I'll free you.
Then I look forward to that kiss, and he caresses the side of your cheek and turns around, takes his top hat, and throws it kind of spinning into the air where it catches the edge of it on space before it sort of moves down, making that red-purple rift. And then it kind of opens up on a triangle, and he grabs up his hat and gives you a bow and sort of jumps backwards as it claps together and closes. And you find yourself alone now, some 3 a.m. out in the night in Atimer.
Greenkeeper will shed a few romance novel-like tears, and then she'll get back to town and start helping clean up.
Meanwhile, back at the Bronze Ball, it is a mess. Holes seem to have opened up in the limestone base that makes up the whole of Atimer throughout the entire financial district. Splendorbelt, you find yourself here in the chaos as monsters continue to emerge or push back by the bronze and silver attendees. What would you do, given what you've witnessed at the Bronze Ball, now with the innocent bystanders, at least, of the event escorted out?
So hold on, there's still creatures billowing out of this thing, or they're done at this point?
Billowing is a strong word, but the ground continues to crumble here and there and let loose a dark mantle or a grick who kind of growls and shrieks back as adventurers quickly attend to the area.
Okay. Well, I would then, if that's the case, I'd still sort of be there, ready and willing to help or heal or whatever would be needed if things got out of hand, or just tried to be a part of the solution.
Ko would escort his wife out of there and home.
Now, your home is on the very edge of the financial district, up above the markets. Would you change the location for the night or proceed her to home?
He would probably stay at his house. Knowing that it's at the edge, but he would stay with his family. And know that being around them would be the safest bet for now.
So you take her home and then stay there yourself?
Yeah.
Splendorbolt, you find yourself alone, at least from the Delvers' point of view. There are the many, many other bronzers and silvers running amongst. No sign of many of the higher-ups, such as the Numalari, the three that gave you the test and attended, or Cassius. But as we reach sort of a 4 a.m. and 5 a.m., the sun just begins to rise. It seems like the situation is under control.
Well, in that case, I would, once I'm sure they've kind of got it handled, I would go back to the farm.
You head back to the farm. And as the sun just crests over the horizon, you arrive. With a Gleepoma asleep on his back in the river, a foot sort of knotted into some reeds, so he sort of floats down with the water and kind of bounces back a little bit as the reed gives and takes. Hey, Brad the Chad gives you a wave of his gloved hand as you approach.
I would wave back. I wouldn't say anything, but I'd wave.
And just head to your tower, your ruins where you sleep under the old staircase.
Yeah, I'd be pretty hammered at this point.
As you lay down to go to sleep, you think you may have forgotten something? You're not sure. You went to the bathroom, and you were gonna... There was someone you were... Well, no matter. And you fall asleep. Ko, do you full on Terminator 2 by the window for the night, or do you try to get some sleep?
No, there will be a movie reference, but it's not going to be Terminator 2. The evening is very Jurassic Park, like up in the tree, family all leaning up against one another, fall asleep.
All night?
All night, but then totally asleep in the morning.
Perfect. Now, as I alluded to at the end of last episode, we are going to do a little bit of a time jump today. I'm going to encourage the players here to give their input as we move across some 3 months. Some of these will be sort of independent quests. Some of them will be decisions together based on how we sort of decide to spend that time. There are going to be events that happen throughout the city, though, as things advance. Feel free to jump in anytime if you feel like you would like to include your actions to change any of these events or outcomes. In the morning, Splendorbelt and Co. proceed to the guild and find out that Cassius is under investigation. And in fact, the Delvers have been grounded. When you ask around, Cassius has been accused of withholding information and endangering the Bronze Ball with his independently run actions, of which he used the Delvers party to do. Grinkeeper, question for you. Would you have gone to the guild in the morning, or would you have kind of done a normal sort of thing at the school?
She would have gone back to the guild and probably passed out on the floor because she would have worked until sunrise.
So you would have also kind of joined the city and its busyness of trying to clean up the monsters and plug the holes with tables and anything that was available?
Exactly. She wouldn't go back to the school until she knew the city was safe. Ish, I guess.
Safe as it can be.
So all three of you then arrive at the guild that morning. There are several reports hanging on the wall, and in fact, the Brigand Patrol has been given the first watch throughout the financial district. The report reads that the Governor's Mansion, the Governor's Ballroom, the Bank of Aetimer, and the Withers of State have all suffered damage and have been infested with monsters overnight.
Is the fact that we're grounded mean so they're notifying us that they're infested with monsters, but does the conditions of that mean we can't act on the guild's behalf on any of these?
Well, we can certainly ask around a little bit. This is merely sort of the notes on the wall that you find.
What are they going to do to try and stop us? I've been grounded before.
Yeah, didn't take.
No. Surprise. It's shocking, I know.
Shocking.
While Cassius isn't around and you don't see Everbloom either, you do see the regulars there. Jimmy's helping out this morning at the acquisitions desk, and Helenar Clearstone is manning the main desk.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to maybe looking into this monster infestation. My home is not far from a lot of these places, and the fewer monsters in the area, the better, I would say.
Cool. Which place, Co?
What would be the closest? Probably the Governor's Mansion? I don't know.
Closest to your house?
Yeah, what would be, of the places listed, what would be closest to home?
The Bank of Aetimer would be the closest there, next to the markets directly. It kind of in order away from your house would be the bank, the Withers Estate, the Governor's Ballroom, and then the Governor's Mansion is right there on the corner of the main square.
If we focused on the bank, that would probably take care of the place closest to me.
Cool. And then Grinkeeper will look around very obviously. Let's not go check out that bank today. We're grounded after all. And
Helenar
Grinkeeper will start leaving.
looks up from her desk. Oh, the Delvers. Oh, then she hustles and kind of runs around the back using the door and attempts to, as quickly as she can, move through the exit by the job board to join you all. Do you stay around for her hustle?
I'm not with these
Greenkeeper will
guys,
move
right?
faster.
Where am I? My farm right now. I'm not with the three. All three.
No,
of
you're
us.
with.
I'm with
Yeah,
you
you're
guys?
here with us.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. I mean, I'd go with.
I
I'd go
wouldn't ditch her, but maybe do a slower walk that she could catch up to.
So you all kind of start heading out the door, and she even runs after you down the street a little bit. Delvers! Oh, Delvers! Oh, it's good to see you. How are we faring?
I mean, good, I guess, but what's the deal with Cassius and us, and how long is this going to be for?
We don't know. The inquiry will take some time. They're bringing in one Inquisitor Rex Craven from the Guild Academy is going to be handling the business. The Numalari are all a bit shaken, being academics. They're not used to so much excitement and haven't been around much. You all have been grounded, I know you saw, but I do encourage you to do what you can.
Yeah, but what does grounded even mean? What would they do?
Well, you're not on official rotation for managing the financial district for conflict of interest, and you can't take jobs off the board until your inquiry is done.
Oh.
But if something happens, is emergency, we can jump in, yes?
If you feel the need to be heroes, I will not begrudge you. However, there will be no payment, which is usually your MO.
Well, this is true, but
It's true. It's going to be trying times. I mean, we're going to have to penny pinch and all of that. You know what? Maybe we should go to the bank and I can withdraw some money just so that, we feel secure in the time.
I like that idea, Ko.
And she kind of runs in front of you guys. Oh, the bank is overrun with monsters, and the Brigand Patrol are watching the situation. The funds have not been removed from the banks. They are unattended, and I fear this information will cause you to act.
I mean, I'm pretty worried that those monsters might try to rob us. We should probably take care of that.
Yes.
Yeah, you wouldn't want a monster stealing your coin.
No, imagine them running around with bags of gold. It would be chaos.
Monsters are deadly enough without means. That's what I've always said.
Greed is truly the biggest evil in this world.
Perhaps defending your own safety deposit boxes wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, Spendables, you surely have a safety deposit box at the Bank of Atemer.
I will just say today, days like today remind me why it sometimes is best to watch your own money and not let other people hold on to it. So that is all I will say. But your point is made. Yes, should be secure. Is a problem if people have things there. I agree with you, but
we
don't worry
definitely need to secure our safety deposit boxes. I hope I remember what number is mine. Well, we'll figure it out when we get there.
Okay. I didn't see you this morning. We did not talk out in the air here in the streets. Goodbye, strangers. And she turns and walks back to the guild. So we head downtown then, towards the Bank of Atemer.
The bank.
Yeah.
All right, let's do...
Making our way downtown.
Let's do some rolls here.
Go for
Walking fast, faces pass.
it. And I'm homebound. Doodly doodly doo. All right, sorry.
Do 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 do.
Let's do some active investigations for the group to begin with.
Natural 20. Check it.
Wow.
Check it, Kyle.
I see it. You used the system appropriately.
I got a 19.
I got a natty 1.
Oh
Yeah.
no! The 20 and
wait.
1 balance each other out, and it's the most average roll ever.
No, I take it back. I got an 11. I rolled, and it was right when Kristen's roll came up, and I read her roll. I got an 11.
Ah, I see. Not a natty 20 for Grinkeeper, though. Just a +1 on a 19.
No, what? No, it was a natural 20. I have a -1 to investigation.
Oh, it actually doesn't note here on the system that it's a natty 20. It just gives me a 19 with a -1. Interesting. Okay. Doesn't like getting excited about that. There should be some fun fanfare on D&D Beyond here.
I agree.
You all head into the Bank of Atemer, and it's a very wide building. Think along the lines of like a Grand Central Station type. There are the barred windows and little kiosks. There are multiple desks set throughout. Quite a few have been thrown aside. In the center of the bank is a large hole in the limestone floor, and the tiles have been pressed up. You hear some noises moving about the back rooms, perhaps echoing across these long halls. As you investigate around, Grinkeeper quickly, knowing money and how to use it, identifies where the safety deposit boxes are. Ko helps out as well, and you guys manage to, with Ko's expertise, access the behind the counter areas and move in. Splendorbelt finds himself a dark mantle that jumps on his face and is beset by its octopus-like beak inside.
Wonderful.
Let's roll a sleight of hand, everybody. If you intend to do what you might be intending to do.
Oh, yes, absolutely. 25.
9.
Grinkeeper refuses this roll.
All right, very well. You all have great experience with dealing with dark mantles on Splendorbelt's face and quickly remove the problem. Ko, you managed to find a number of deposit boxes. You bypass those that are more art and item based and find a large cache of gold belonging to one of the families on the outside of states. You're able to access it quite easily.
Yeah, I mean, Ko's modus operandi would be to he's not going to totally rob anybody, but he is going to look for the more well-to-do and take a little bit from anybody that seems to have a lot.
Okay, so it's sort of like you're doing the Office Space. You're just kind of scraping everybody a little bit.
Yeah, tiny amounts from many places over a period of their time there.
As you go about collecting a few coins here and there from the various boxes, having located with your superior perception the keys and the many passcodes needed to access these things, you do note a large box towards the back, labeled 1, Alexander Vanderbuck Withers.
Oh, let's open that. Maybe we take more from some boxes than others.
Splendorbelt, you are not quite as good at the lock picking. Now, some of this is actually matching the locks, and some of this might be Ko using a little psychic dagger action to give it a little pop. You lack both these skills. However, Ko does tend to leave the door open a bit as he moves by.
Oh, for the record, when I'm done, I am trashing the box. I'm making it look like monsters came through and knocked stuff all over the place.
Oh, wow.
This isn't an artful theft. This is like monsters were in the bank and caused chaos. I sure hope all these items wind up where they're supposed to go. And maybe some coin rolled under a counter here and there. You never know. But Withers' box gets turned upside down, like hold open the bag of holding and turn the box upside down over the top of it.
And you deposit many, many, many gems inside. Mostly gems, a little bit of gold. Some of these gems you notice are many of the same you saw out there on the sandbar. But Splendorbelt, the doors have been opened. Ko seems to be tactfully taking 5 here, 10 there. What do you do?
I would be kind of ignorant to what he's doing, and I would just sort of see all of this and go, in my own head, I'd be like, oh, he has a lot of stuff in his bank. Okay. And I just keep moving. I'm not taking anything. I'm not stealing anything. I'm just sort of marveling about how much Ko has in the savings here. And I won't even say anything to him. To me, it's just like, well, none of us would steal anything, so it's not even in my head.
You do see him, however, get a little finger rubby around one particular box labeled Alexander Vanderbuck Withers.
Oh, I'll see the name. I'd probably ask about that. I would say, wait, what? Why is this a box you have? What are you doing?
Well, the way I see it is Withers is clearly using his wealth and influence directly against the guild and against us, so I'm preventing that from happening.
Oh.
I'm calling it proactive, evil financial warfare.
It sounds like you
Well.
have just made this up as we. It feels like you make this up as we stand here. But okay. Well, I will not be having any of this. This seems like ill-gotten gain.
That's fine.
I mean, you do you, but and I will kind of just have like a feeling of like, whoa. I thought it was all honor here and whatever.
Look, Withers, is there any doubt he's used his wealth against the guild after what we saw in his mansion?
Yes, but it's still not the money I've earned. So perhaps you feel that
Well,
you
I
have.
did. I picked that lock, and I've acquired these gems. That was the effort in and the effort out.
Well, your God will be more forgiving than mine would, so you do you, and I'll not partake in stealing anything.
Alright.
Grinkeeper's been going around the building, making sure the only hole is that hole in the center. Trying to make sure no monsters can get outside except for one or two ways.
Roll a investigation check then. Or a perception, if you'd prefer.
An 11.
As far as you've been able to identify, that is the only one, though you do know from previous experience that things like dark mantles, which are definitely the lesser creatures, are able to use pipes and can sometimes rise up out of the toiletry areas. But as for large holes anyway, and this one is about 10 by 10, this would be the main one.
Grinkeeper will call out, "Looks like it's safe, Co. This is the only hole."
All right, I guess we try and plug it up and get out of here. And Ko immediately goes back to trying to convince Splendor Belt that what they're doing is an okay thing.
As he dumps the many gems into his bag.
Look, okay, Splendor Belt, let me ask you this. Do you think Withers is going to use these gems for good?
I don't know. It's not my place to judge. Perhaps he
What
is.
if I told you that what if I took these gems and donated it to your church?
Would I know about its origin first, or no?
You will never know if I did it or not.
Well, if I did not know, which I do, but if I did not, then it's fine, because we receive it in spirit as in which we assume it was given. But if it came out later that it was his, and they found out, we found out that was true, we would have to give it back. So the way I see it, Grinkeeper says there is one hole. I see two holes. There is a hole for monsters to come, and there is a hole in your moral fabric that I thought was much less holes than it has.
Ooh.
There are two holes. I say.
I just think that you're defining evil based purely on knowing something is a little, I don't know, simple, maybe. Your church would use that money for good. He would
you
use
are
it
correct.
for bad.
Yes, you are correct. It is only dirty money from your point of view. So
allocating it and putting it towards something good is preventing bad. How is that immoral?
It is possible for immoral acts to have moral side effects, but that does not change the fact. It is like this: you are a sick man, you are in hospital, you are covered in boils, you have all manner of disease, and it was caused because you had sex with dirty prostitute or whatever. I don't know, something like this, and you're walking around. And you're going to die from your bad choices. However, on your way out the door, you smack into somebody who, I don't know, you drop your expensive watch, and he picks it up and realizes, oh, this is for me to use for good. And he goes and does good. That is a moral side effect of good that came from your bad behavior. You would not be in the hospital if it was not for this disease. And so this is a terrible analogy, and I regret starting it. But the point is, you can justify...
Send it home!
You can justify this all you want to. It's fine. I am not one to judge. I don't care. I just don't do it. But you can do it. It's fine.
That was a truly staggering lesson on morality, Splendor Belt.
Well, I do what I can. The point is, you make your choice, others make theirs, as best you can do.
Grinkeeper, were you having at the hole in any way?
While this conversation is going on, you see Grinkeeper in the background just chucking stuff in there. If the hole isn't too deep or anything, she's like looking at some small drawer and she chucks it in, and maybe she's taking some tiles and chucking them in.
Okay, so like throwing rocks in the lake, you're just sort of enjoying the fact that things go plunk in the hole.
It's pretty cool, And maybe they can't plug up the hole, and that's okay. But she's giving it a good try.
Well, you are surrounded by a lot of very large and heavy wooden desks and chairs.
Cool. So as the analogy starts going with Splendor Belt, you hear squeak, squeak, as the wooden bed or desks are moved into the hole and shoved in.
Splendor Belt concludes his analogy.
Uh-huh.
And you hear a... from upstairs.
Oh, jeez. Doesn't sound good at all.
I think we should go check it out.
Yeah, let me finish this hole real fast.
More desks are moved and pushed into the hole very haphazardly, but about, what do we have? 5 by 3 desks all kind of line up, eventually filling up this 10 hole, leaving almost none in the room.
All right, let's go. And Greenkeeper will lead upstairs.
You head upstairs. Grinkeeper walks by any sort of signs, given her passive investigation and perception. However, you notice a great deal of scraping and scratching along the walls here, displacing some tiles that have fallen to the floor, leading to the upstairs door.
Does it seem significant in size? Does it seem like whatever scraping is large?
Yeah, seems like a oversized, perhaps, crab leg was scraped across the wall and leaving many sort of one big scrape down the center and then several smaller scrapes along the side of it. And these are at about 5 feet high.
All right, Ko will prepare his weapons and move stealthily.
Greenkeeper's in front. Do you suggest anything to her, or are you stealthy adjacent to the loud usual Greenkeeper actions?
Ko would kind of move ahead. Kind of slip by quietly and try and keep a distance ahead of Greenkeeper.
Grinkeeper opens the door in her usual loud way, and you sort of slip in as the door starts to close. The door sort of gains momentum as it's about to hit Splendor Belt, who is in the back. You skirt around. You find yourself in a large room full of documents, just huge filing cabinets lined against the walls. Some of them are of the, large kind of pull-out wooden variety, and some are a lot smaller, more like kind of cards kept inside, as though referencing certain numbers or certain accounts. But as you move about the room, let's all roll stealth checks if you're being stealthy.
I'll do it just because I really like rolling this horrible roll.
Sure.
Man, those were 2 awful stealth checks, but thankfully it comes out to 14 still.
I roll with disadvantage, and the 8 is the best I can do. Clang, clang, clang.
And you were passing Grinkeeper?
Yeah.
Yes, Grinkeeper absolutely passes that.
Cool. So Grinkeeper and Splendorbell kind of loudly make their way around the various filing cabinets and shelves that are set throughout here. Ko, you take kind of a right and go in a different direction, managing your stealth. And as you peek around the far corner of one of these shelves, you see a large beetle-like back that you would recognize. A hook horror is in the corner, and he seems to have ripped open one of these smaller filing cabinets and is currently slurping and chewing and biting the inside contents.
Well, hook horrors are great. That's what Ko kills in one hit every time. So he would psychically connect to everyone, let them know what he sees, and then from a surprise strike, leap at it. Double psychic daggers right to the head.
So as you start to sneak in on it, it kind of pulls its beak back, gives a little look with its eyes that are on the side of its head around itself. Still, kind of that milky white blindness. And its large whiskers scraping the wall as it goes back and forth. And that bends down and kind of and regurgitates all these papers and things that it's been chewing. And you see that it's depositing it in a kind of ring sort of shape in front of it. The whole corner, in fact, has been built up of this chewed paper mass that it's been working on.
Well, Ko's still gonna stab it in the head.
Well, let's get an
Leaping
attack
strike.
then. A stealth attack.
All right, the best is a 22.
That's a hit.
Right, so for the first strike, we are looking at 9 plus 20 for 29 points of psychic damage on the first blade. And on the second blade is a 14 to hit.
That is a miss.
Okay, second blade misses. So 29 points of damage on the initial strike.
Splendorbell, Grinkeeper, you kind of took the left side of the room here, and you're just coming around the corner as you see Ko leap up behind and go.
Sorry. You know what? I take it back, because I have a new ability.
Oh.
Hold on. Where is it? What do I do? What do I roll? Hold on. I have a thing. And I'm going to probably use it a lot, so I should probably learn how this thing works. I am going to use my psychic ability of... What the heck is it? Homing strikes. Okay, 1d8. So I get to roll a d8 and add that to my 14. So 14 plus 7, I'm guessing that becomes a hit.
Yes.
Okay, so that uses one of my psychic dice, but now it becomes a hit. And that then becomes an additional 7 psychic damage.
Okay, that's great, actually, because I was concerned about your power going forward. Because your soul blades never are benefiting from magic item pluses. So this homing strikes is how a soul knife actually manages to keep up with ACs and all that. How often can you do this thing?
As many as I have for my psychic power points.
Oh, cool. So that's what's shared with your knack and your whispers.
Yeah, and the coolest part about all of them, so I have 8, so I can do it 8 times a day, but I also can recover 1 a day, or some a day, I don't remember exactly what, and they only go away if they succeed. So failures, they do not disappear on.
Oh, that's great. Well, congratulations. Okay.
Very powerful.
I'm very excited for you. All right. So you deal 26 damage total. Wait, that's a sneak attack plus the blade. Yes. So it's just 36 damage total.
Yes.
To the back of this creature. So Splunderbelt, Grinkeeper, you walk around the corner as you see Ko jump on the back of this great bird beetle as it's spitting up paper in the corner. It is just beginning to coil from the attack that's hit it when you both get your actions. Greenkeeper, you'd be up first.
All right, she's gonna run in with her hammer. $25.
Is a hit.
$15 points of damage.
A fine hit.
Now,
Would you like to continue?
Yeah, is this an action where she gets 2 attacks?
Absolutely.
Second is a 23.
Hit.
12 points of damage.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No.
So Splunderbolt, you have witnessed Ko jump on its back and give it a stab in the neck head area to great effect. Grinkeeper comes in with her hammer and just starts wailing on its side. It looks like it's on its last leg. What would you like to do?
Well, what I was going to do, if it's on its last leg, I really do. I do see it as. Would I perceive it as like not having?
Time to amputate.
It's not gonna live much longer, according to Splunderbelt's like intuition or whatever. Or would
Well, as an experienced Silver Leaguer, you would know in the turn-based combat kind of style that it getting its turn coming up next would be what would happen if it were to stay alive.
Okay. Well, then I'm not going to do what I was planning. I'm going to rush up there and do a melee hit as well.
All right.
I'm going to double whammy the Crandall face maces, one after the other. Here's for hit. On the first swing, that'd be a 21. And do you want me to do both swings first or damage then second swing? What do you prefer?
Up to you.
I'll do both swings and then give you double damage depending on how it goes. So here's the other swing. That's a 26, so that hits. And here
nice
is...
face macing.
Yeah, not bad. Here's my first damage. 5 bludgeoning. And for the second hit, 8 bludgeoning.
Cool. The second hit would be without the strength bonus since it's an offhand attack. So
Correct.
You got yourself there 10 damage to the beast.
Yep.
It barely holds on, but it does get to act. It sends its long crustacean? Crabs are crustaceans, right? Crustacean, yes. Crustacean-like claw up behind it and tries to stab Ko on its back with its first claw attack. It gets a natural 20.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, we're gonna uncanny dodge that, so we will go ahead and half whatever the damage is.
So it'd be 16 points of damage from a hook.
Is that already halved, or is that pre-math?
So you take 8 with your math.
Okay.
With that, the second claw swings around towards Grinkeeper with a 8 on the attack.
That's gonna hit my shield.
Bonks off the shield loudly here and kind of gives a scrape as it goes. You're on the back here. You managed to kind of, you got your daggers in its neck and you sort of swing yourself to the side as the hook grazes your edge. As you are swung back around, you notice that there is a slightly shiny, very slimy something sitting inside its paper mache construct.
You need to do a whole rap song.
But it'd be your turn, Ko.
You gotta do a rap song at some point. Slightly, what did you say? Sort of slimy, slightly, whatever you said. It was a great rhyme. It was amazing. Sorry, Ko, what's your thing?
Sort of slimy, slightly shiny.
There you go. Mom spaghetti. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, Ko is going to, so he just got like a pretty solid glancing blow from this thing, and he's going to use it to kind of backflip off the creature, and come down and manifest 2 more psychic blades to kind of slide down as he goes down the back.
Yeah.
It's a really fancy way of saying I'm gonna attack him.
I like it. Bring the fancy. We're silver leakers now.
That's a natural 20 right there.
All right.
Nice.
So I'm rolling my damage initially because of the whole benefit thing. So that is, well, if he's on his last legs, I mean, we're already up to well over 30 damage. I think he's done, right?
Yes. Do you are your
Okay.
manifested blades doing physical damage or psychic damage as we've kind of done in the past?
Psychic damage.
So no mark is being left on this sweet slide down the banister?
Nope. They just slide right through him, and it just hurts his brain.
So you are sliding down its back, and your feet would be positioned over this slimy something. Do you make any effort to avoid slamming into the slimy something?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to smush it.
Okay. You spread your legs apart and kind of land a little sly open Spider-Man style at the bottom of your nat 20 hit. And the thing gives a... and comes flat down on its face with a... And as it kind of gives its last exhale, its little whiskers on the side of its beak droop and fall on the ground.
Oh,
Poor thing.
yeah. Probably had a mother and everything.
I think it might have been a mother.
Yeah,
Time
could've
to
been
make
a mother.
some eggs.
What's this slightly slimy or definitely shiny, whatever, egg in front of me? Egg
Well,
thing.
Well, you give a little crack off the paper mache and pull it back, and underneath this mat is a egg. A slimy, freshly legged, spider webby, sort of sinewy, stick into the ground, shell-like egg. It is 1 foot tall and has sort of a kind of a longer crest to it. You got your normal egg shape. This thing goes a little longer up top, but still reaches that dome.
I've got a hammer.
Oh my gosh. Wait, perhaps it's worth money or study or something. It's not. You can't just kill this unborn egg.
Splendor Belt, roll a
if you
nature
want
check.
it.
Nature check. All right.
Nature check.
All right. Nature check incoming. You know what I'm going to do before I do that? I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast guidance on myself so that I can do a slightly better check.
He wants to really think about it.
Yeah, I really want to think about it. So let's see how this turns out. To roll naturally first. Okay, that's terrible. So let me add a D4 to that, and that makes it.
Taylor, take the wheel.
3. 3
Even
total.
Taylor doesn't want to touch this one.
That's embarrassing.
Splendor walks over to a nearby sunbeam coming through a small window in this filing room and sort of swipes his hand through it, and his fingers glow as they reach his chin and caress it with blessed thought. And the idea enters your blessed thought head. You do run a farm, Splendor Belt. There is a harvest season and all. You know, maybe a beast of burden wouldn't be so bad. Now, of course, as a player, you know that this is a 3 roll and a 3 thought, but as Splendor Belt, this is the thought you have.
Yeah. No, I understand. It's low on the totem pole of good ideas. Well, I would share that and say I could maybe use it at the farm. Is what I'm saying. Help to
All
do.
right, Splendor Belt, but no selling it for science. This is yours.
Okay.
Get rid of it. I will squash it.
Okay.
I mean, do you understand the responsibility of being a parent, Splendor Belt?
Well,
You're gonna have to raise this young one.
look, his only problem if it is bad and comes out and then behaves like terrible full-grown version, we kill it like we just did this one. It's fine. But we have to give it a chance. We give it a chance.
All right.
We'll just see what happens. I'll even name it now. His name is Samuel, and he will help till the earth and give me yield more potato from the farm.
I think naming it might have been a little preemptive, especially if it comes out and is a monster and tries to eat you. It's going to hurt that much more to have to fight it, but Splendor Belt, if you want the egg, you can have the egg.
Grinkeeper will pick up the egg, wipe off the goo as much as she can, and hand it to Splendor Belt.
Sweet. Since it's so large, I guess I've got to just carry it, right? Unless someone has a bag of unending whatever it's called, bag of holding.
I mean, you would have your adventurer sack on you since you did go to the guild today, as you normally would. You could squeeze it in there amongst your candles and other objects.
If it fits, I'll stow it. Keep it warm.
You give it a stow, and as you kind of move it about, it sort of has a weight in the bottom, a little sloshy, but it is very solid feeling. Maybe even give it a little squeeze as you do, and it's kind of rubbery too. Seems pretty resilient.
Am I getting any kind of motion out of it, like kicking or movement or anything?
Do you place it to your ear or something?
Yeah, I'll hold my ear to it.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Perception. Sweet. I like perception. That gives me... Well, I may as well use the spell that's still on me. So that gives me a 17 plus something. I think that probably hits, but... can't roll more than a 1 there. All right, so 18.
18? All right, you hear that internal sort of... noise. And a little as it gives a little kick.
Okay. So life, I detect life. Is the
as a life cleric, you are aware there's life in this egg.
All right, sweet. I'll tuck it away nice and careful and continue our efforts here. Better put that in my inventory.
Oh, you got...
Is there any special description for it in my inventory, or just, I don't know. What do I call it?
I think assumption is safe to say that you now have a hook horror egg. And it would also be safe to say that it is newly laid.
All right.
Fresh, even.
Newly laid. Dang it. I lost my stuff. All right. That's fine. I'll put it in notes.
Having looted the boxes and killed the mother Hakor that was hanging out here, do you guys do anything else here at the bank?
Grinkeeper would want to hit up the other locations and seal off as many entrances as possible.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's do some investigation checks, and we'll kind of use that as our roll as we head throughout town.
A 13.
4.
Hold on. Still got the spell. Oh my gosh. 18. That's rolled a 1 for the last 3 rolls of a d4.
Only a 1 in 4 chance.
Jeez, though. It's bad.
So you all make your way kind of down the way, as we talked about, towards the governor's mansion ultimately, but next up would be the old Withers estate, which is currently laying quiet. But as you approach one Dominic Reese, a human, a rogue who you encountered back at the well long ago, a member of the Brigand Patrol in his tight leathers and many belts, waves you down. Hey, whoa, hey, what? Delvers, what are you guys doing here?
We're helping clean up the town.
You guys are supposed to be grounded. This isn't your operation.
You're not my dad.
Well, and as good of a reason as that is, I live near here. I have a kid. I don't want monsters running around in my neighborhood. I'm not here on official guild business. I'm just protecting my house.
Listen, we're following orders for one, but also it's daylight right now. It's the morning. There's not going to be anything out here till at least night. In which case, you might want to be resting up. You could be put on order at any point. Tonight, though, is going to be the 5 emissaries and the First Sons Brotherhood, and they're going to trade off 2 groups every evening throughout this district.
Right, and think of how much safer they're gonna be when we've already killed all the monsters.
Where have you guys already been?
Well, we went to the bank, and boy, that place is just a mess. They trashed it. It's it was a hook horror, and it was just bad business all around.
Let's roll a performance check, actually, because as you left, you mentioned you were going to make it monster-like.
Yeah.
Definitely do some.
Oh no, that's a natural one. For a 5.
So you may have left things as they were, doors open, keys hanging from the final lock.
Yeah. Overlooked some key details here.
All right, given the history that you just entered your mind and realize you may have done a less than stellar job, let's do a deception check here against Dominic Rees.
Boy, it is just a day of extremes. That's a natural 20 for a 24.
Whoa. Good luck.
Really, I was there just this morning. It didn't look too bad. I mean, there was the hole, but like they did at the Temple of Palor, I figured we would get that sealed tonight.
Well, it's good that we were there because there was a hook horror and it was laying eggs. In fact, Splendor Belt even has one of the eggs. Why don't you show him?
Yes, and I'll reach into my bag and hold it out proudly.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with that?
I was hoping to train it to be a help instead of a horrible creature. Perhaps we can train it to be good and do work for me.
Yalora, get down here! And he hollers up, and up off the edge of the Withers estate, you see the wood elf druid Circle of the Moon, Yalora, and they begin to descend down on a vine that they summon forth. They make their way over, walking with great grace. What is this? He's gonna train a hook horror. Give it to me. I will find it a proper home in the wilds.
No. It's Splendor Belts. We made a deal.
Well, hold on a minute. Why is this a problem for me to have it?
The creature is birthed of evil. In the underground, now controlled. You must get rid of it.
Well, this is very bad attitude. Who says we can't help a evil thing become good?
Okay, is this the reason y'all are grounded?
No. I don't think so.
We've been instructed to leave the estate as is. However, if you want to go help clean up the ballroom, there's still a lot of holes and issues over there.
All right, fine.
Okay.
That's fine. But, it's... I hope you don't like your fellow guildies because you're putting them at risk.
What?
Cole will just start to walk away.
Grinkeeper follows.
Splendorbill, do you put your egg back in your bag, or do you sort of cradle it in front of you as you go?
I'll cradle it in front of me. I like that look a lot better.
You all head to the ballroom, and it is in a disheveled state with many of the windows broken, some of them broken, opened by our very own Delvers here. The door is still ajar. The lawns out front are in dismay with the many boots and claws that have pushed off them and ripped up the gardens and the grass throughout. You enter through that main hall door, though, and find the inside very much like you left it the night before. In tatters, really. There are tables overturned, the huge pile of tables sitting in the central hole where the roper appeared. and there's the many smaller holes left still open where the hook horrors and gricks emerged. The bathroom doors have been blown off their hinges in the back. The garden behind, the sort of courtyard there in the ballroom, the fountain still issuing forth the heavy black ooze as it doesn't so much launch into the air anymore, it's just kind of out of the top.
All right, I think we set to work covering up holes and checking for monsters.
Yep. Egg back in the sack.
Egg in the sack.
Yep.
Let's do whatever you would do to accomplish this. We have investigations, but let's make a choice here. If you're gonna use survival would probably be like constructing things out of things around the area. So using a table and some nails to hammer that in, stacking a bookshelf on top of here and there. You might do something with a spell. You might just straight up athletics things into the holes. Choose your role.
Ko got a 13 for investigation for finding stuff. Or could I do perception for perceiving monsters and threats? I'll look for hidden monsters.
Okay, that sounds good. Go for that.
Can I do insight?
Sure.
Okay. I just want to roll.
You know what? It's a 13. Let's just assume I rolled a 13 on everything Ko's gonna do.
All right, here comes insight. Whoops, that's medicine. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, jeez. 11.
Splendor Belt, much like looking at a pile of homework that's due the next day, gives his best look around the room, not really sure where he's supposed to start, and just starts walking. Surely he'll find something that interests him as he goes. At Splendor Belt, you find yourself out in the courtyard, and you walk your way around the fountain, which is bubbling and issuing forth the black ooze. You see the dead hook horrors still sitting about, some gricks. You see the many impact zones where the elves had jumped the wall the night previous and run through the grass heading towards the hole. But you make your way over to the little gazebo. And as you look around inside, you see a large figure crowded up under one of the benches. Grinkeeper, you got a
28 athletics.
You got 28 on athletics. So as Ko looks about, starts trying to figure out how he's going to do this and what's the best way, and does he have any nails in his bag that could be used, you just grab up the entire bar, drinks spilling out of the under cubbies and smashing on the ground behind and broken glass as you walk that thing down the hall and just slam it off your back into one of the large holes. You give a little clap of your hands and remember there's another bar in the lounge area and head that way. With your perception, Ko?
Yeah.
You find that the steel or silver plates that the pictures had been projected onto might work well at least as a piece of metal to maybe seal the bathroom areas, the holes that were created in there, some of the smaller holes that the dark mantles or gricks made.
All right, we'll take care of that.
So this hunched over figure?
Yeah, kind of squeezed up, very much filling the entirety of this understone bench here in the gazebo.
How far am I from this figure?
You would be about 15 feet. You sort of walk around the front of it and looking inside. A nice little, kind of white outdoor building for some cover that would be rather romantic in the right setting. Is covered in leaves and dust from the night before his action.
Well, I would keep my distance, but I would say, not being really sure what it is, I would say, hello? Let's see if I get a response.
You see it kind of give a jerk as you speak, and the stone bench lifts up on its side, is pushed upwards and perched on its edge as a Goliath kind of unfolds from underneath it, wearing a suit. Are they gone?
Like a fancy suit.
Yeah, nice suit of the evening. Or was at the time.
Okay. You mean creatures and such? Yes, they are gone. We are here doing a bit of cleanup, and can I help you at all?
He stands to his full height, a little taller than the exit to the gazebo, and bends down, placing a hand on sort of the side pillar as he comes around. And you see Broadside, the large Goliath that you met a while ago back in the Noble Hollow, and one of the silvers that recommended you for Silver League.
That's right.
I hid and fell asleep.
You hid from the danger while during the kerfuffle?
The danger was not what I feared. It was that sound.
Oh, yes. It was a bad sound, for sure.
I should help. I should be a representative of the guild.
Well, you can totally help if you would like. We are cleaning up, we are sealing holes, we are throwing things down, or putting things away that shouldn't be out, picking up broken things, this sort of thing.
I would like to redeem my actions.
Well, follow me then, and I'll take him into the hall where I can put him to some work.
Grinkeeper, another athletics check for you.
27.
As you enter back in Splendor Belt, you see Grinkeeper giving the So Long Bowser to a large a bar.
Please tell me I swung it around a few times.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And throw it into one of the holes where it just kind of sticks out, dominating the entire hole and blocking its passage.
Okay.
Grinkeeper nods to herself with a smile on her face. This is good work here today.
I would actually say, Grinkeeper, perhaps you can use another set of very strong hands, and then kind of nod him in her direction.
Yeah, we're plugging holes. Grab what you can.
Okay. Put him to work, and I'll send him that direction.
What'd you end up getting up to, Ko?
He'd still just be doing perception, probably. Perception or investigation, looking for holes in monsters. Making sure it's a big place, so making sure he gets, he sees whatever's there.
Cool, give me a perception roll.
Oh, hey, another natural 20 for 30.
Nice.
So you make your way around the building and you note outside the very beginnings of a sturge nest being built on the upper edge of the ballroom.
Well, that's easy enough to take care of. We don't even really need the party for that. Ko would take care of that.
Like chucking rocks at a wasp's nest, you summon forth your blade and start
Yep.
shooting up. Easily dispatch the very low-level creatures and continue to make your way around. And in doing so, you find many sorts of beginnings of nests. You find a dark mental huddled behind one of the toiletries there in the restroom. You find in the kitchen one of the large pots has been occupied by a piercer, one of those slugs that's slithered up out of the Underdark. And you basically just kind of go around on gross but effective pest control. The day wears on. The ballroom is rather large, and these activities take you some time. Broadside helps you make use of this. With his strength and mass, he's able to help you seal the holes more effectively, place those things, not so much as throws, but now effectively over the tops of the holes with Grinkeeper. And as it gets towards about 4 in the afternoon, you hear a group heading your way outside. And you hear Dominic Reese call her out again. Hey, Delvers, you in there? There's some people here who want to talk to you.
Okay. Grinkeeper will head out.
Same.
Yep.
Outside is Zoldar the Wizened, still in his large golden and high-backed collared robe. There's Warden with her cat, who you met the Numalari before at your testing. You see the 3 members of the Brigand Patrol, Dominic Rees, Hiroshi, and Yalora. And you also see Lady Vestal with them. In the center, Zoldar the Wizened speaks. Hey, Delvers, in his half-orc ways. You, have gotten to work, I see. You haven't obeyed the grounding that we issued.
We weren't paid.
Yeah.
We were just closing up holes.
Yeah. I live so close to here. Would you let monsters run around outside your house?
Your heroism is commendable. We, however, are currently investigating your boss, who has encouraged you to break the rules recently at the Wither's estate. We would like to, with the help of the brigands here, perhaps apprehend you for just a time.
Grinkeeper will sigh, knowing that the gig is up because this has happened many, many times when her grounding finally takes effect.
Lady Vestal sees you kind of sigh to yourself and raise your head to the sky. Evelyn, I need you to come with me.
Grinkeeper will look at Splendorbelt and Co.
Uh-oh.
And she'll go, I've got some stuff to deal with. I'll be back, though.
Like she's literally a door. Lady Vestal kind of moves one foot perfectly aside and turns herself and motions you to walk by her so she can walk behind you.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, Grinkeeper will then turn and start walking in the direction requested.
Yeah, that's one taken care of. We will not be, handcuffing. There's going to be no handcuffs, but we would like you to vacate the square, if you please.
Fine.
Thank you. One shot. Thank you, one shot. Very respectful. Have a good night. We may, if you fear for your family's location, we'd be happy to sponsor you at the guild, in one of the inn rooms.
I think that might be for the best. That's not a bad idea.
Have no fear. Have no fear. We will secure everything here. The wall is being planned. The wall is around the district. And you, the efficient Splendorbelt, do you relieve yourself of duty, or might we have to use many spells and such?
No, I am fine. Thank you. Goodbye. And I'll start immediately leaving for the farm.
As you walk by Warden, she kind of... Something stinks of evil. I smell a creature. Hey, the creature's here. And she kind of goes down cat-like on all fours and kind of sniffs towards Splendorbelt.
I've been cleaning up. Look at all this. There's evil things in the holes. The whole place stinks of evil holes.
Yes, so stand up, Warden. You'll embarrass yourself. There's no need to crawl. There are monsters everywhere. It smells. You've been cleaning. And you leave. Let's go with... Hold up. Let's go on break. Here.
Oh, all right. Break time.
Nice choice.
Yeah, it's a good choice. Good timing. We'll be back shortly, everybody, with more. So come back in about 8 minutes. We'll see you then. All right. Here we go. Let's kick it off here and get part 2 going. Hi, everybody. We're back. Time for the remainder of today's There Will Be Dungeons, and we throw it back to Kyle.
Grinkeeper, Lady Vestal leads you up the street, past the governor's mansion, past the financial district, heading back towards the school. She walks rather briskly and assumes you're following her. Do you do anything else?
Nope, she's just gonna follow.
She goes to the gate. She takes out a large set of, skeleton-style keys, unlocks the gate, and gives it a push aside. As she turns, she motions you in, saying, "Enjoy your last look at the school. You'll be picked up in the morning."
Yeah, okay. Greenkeeper knew this was coming.
I have contacted your family.
Yes.
You know we don't allow this sort of thing here at the school
Nope.
anymore.
What? And then Greenkeeper look at Lady Vestal.
She stops by the fountain. Kind of gives herself that scoop as to grab her dress underneath to make sure it's nice and orderly as she sits down on the edge. Sit by me for a time.
Greenkeeper's a little confused, but she'll sit.
Evelyn Blackwood, you're not a sick little girl, are you? You're not frail. You're not meager. You're not shy.
Never was.
When did this start?
Which part?
When did you join the guild?
About 3 months ago.
And why did you join?
Because, I had to find the gentleman cavalier.
Your dance partner from 2 years ago.
And last year, and this year.
Yes. He must be very special to have you throw this all away.
I will be fine, thank you.
I'm sure you will be. She crosses her legs and kind of adjusts her seat a bit. You know, the school wasn't always like this. This used to be a place to train ladies in all aspects. Everything they might need. Atamur itself used to be a place of great danger. So when Loran Ifalkir established the school, she wanted to make sure all the ladies could defend themselves. We used to have horseback riding and combat. We used to have archery here. But over the years, the various houses decided that such things were unladylike to teach, and they would rather not endanger their future homemakers' employment. Do you understand my meaning, Evelyn?
That things changed.
That I believe Loran Ifalkir would not look down on what you've done.
Well, that's very nice.
I wish to show you something. Did we all have no idea what that noise was?
I have no idea what that was.
No idea. It's just a robot for some reason.
I have nothing that sounds like that, so I don't know what did it. I think it came from here, but I don't know what. We've been hacked.
She reaches down beneath where she's sitting back into the fountain, her hand dipping into the water a bit. And she flexes a little bit as she pulls something, and the fountain begins to drain. Well, I see you're already dressed for such a thing, so I'll be the one hiking up my dress then. And she grabs it, kind of pulls it up to her ankles, and reveals she has some rather kind of work-style boots on. And as the water drains out of the fountain, it reaches the bottom, and then around the circle of the fountain, kung, 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 and lowers down into stairs heading downward. Follow me, Grin Keeper. And she says that one on purpose.
Okay. Grinkeeper is very confused.
She gives a little kind of, that flick sort of sidestep over the edge in order to maintain her dress, and begins walking down the wet staircase, making sure she's very stable on each step she takes before heading down. This used to be the, how would you say, base of operations for Loran Ilfelkir. Her school was perched on top of her training area. She was a rather prolific hero before she settled down and began to teach the younger women in town her ways, before her eventual death at a ripe old age. I bet, and she kind of gets out in front of you, it's kind of the voice echoing back, I bet she'd be very proud that someone at her school followed in this way.
Sure.
She reaches the bottom of the steps and sort of just heads backwards. You would know that by the loop you did, you would now be heading under the school and back that way. In fact, here, I think I'm on it.
How's this? Nope, that's deep.
Oh my god. What happened to Lady Vestal?
The answer
She's
is
here.
it's perfect.
In fact, there's a door down here I've never been able to access. Maybe someone who followed in Loran's footsteps might have better luck with it.
Why are you showing me this? You've never liked me.
I haven't. However, do you still have the item I gave you the night of the ball?
Oh, yeah. What is that? I couldn't get it to work.
Ah, foolish girl. You must believe in yourself to make it work. That is Loran's old blade.
Cool.
Follow me. She begins, and she continues to walk down this very straight cave with unworked walls in it. It's all pretty wet from the environment of the fountain that sort of runs the entrance.
You still haven't answered why you're showing me this.
She turns back to you. Evelyn Blackwood, we all have our calling. Being a lady, in the sense that we train them here, is not yours. However, I witnessed in you great heroism and poise while dispatching those many beasts last night. That is why I handed you the Blade of Oran. The fact that you were unable to get it working is unsurprising, however. If this town is to be beset by monsters constantly, there must be those that watch after it. That blade will only work as long as you believe in yourself. If you truly are a hero, you must deal with these truths of your own. You must face your parents as well and stop lying to those around you.
Yeah, I know that.
If you continue this way, and you walk until you feel like you're about under the heart of the school, and you see in front of you a large stone door, and etched in it is a huge heart with radiant lights sort of shining out of it, all in stone. And in the center is a key a keyhole. And there's a split down the middle, so the door kind of opens double style. She turns back to you. This would be Loran Ilthakir's resting place and the heart of her heroic operations.
Thank you for showing me.
I have my doubts, of course, that you will be able to access this. But since you will be removed from the school anyway, you might as well know of its existence should you return and need to defend this city. Come, show me the blade.
Okay. And Grinkeeper will pull out the hilt.
So you pull out this very kind of smooth looking item, this hilt, and it comes to the top, and two encrusted in diamonds half circles of sorts, or hooks, like, kind of bring around into a heart. And at the moment, it just looks like a basic kind of pink hilt with two diamonds making a heart shape on top. And then there's a golden base on the bottom. Well, heart of a hero. Let's do this. Roll a charisma.
Straight charisma? Not saving throw, right?
Oh, wow. Oh, pardon me. That was me rolling. Why is your save? Oh, because you have all those bonuses from being a paladin. Let's do the saving throw.
25.
25. So, holding it in your hand, she's told you to believe in yourself. And you focus inward. And inside you feel that divine light that you were gifted as a paladin. And as you hold it, the smoothness of the blade of the hilt goes rough, and a ring kind of forms around it, making it more sturdy in your hands. And as you sort of push your belief in yourself, become empowered by your own self-worth, energy, and heroism, and all the deeds entering your mind that you've performed throughout the city, the top of the heart splits in half and goes to about 2 inches open, still kind of curved upwards. And glowing out of the hole that is created comes a dagger. Very mechanical-like, too. Like there's gears inside, kind of as this blade like and stops at about the length of a dagger of 6 inches. But as you hold it longer, you think of your deeds there throughout the last season, as you continued to be a hero, how you continued to lie to the school in order to save so many people, how you stopped a dragon, how you gave your gold up. And that blade continues outward to about 2 feet long, a short sword. And then you think about the night of the bronze ball, how you took Cavalier's hand, how you dispatched all those monsters, how you saved all the girls, and that opening at the top kind of chunks down to the side, making a full hilt, but still the sort of heart-sized curves on the side, and the blade kind of slams out to 4 feet long, a long sort of great sword.
And then seeing that, Grinkeeper will shove it into the hole of the door.
You take it and you shove it into the door, and you note as it kind of clicks in that it's still not matching. There's a greater blade beyond this that must be inserted.
She'll imagine kicking the Calazar's butt real hard.
Okay.
Saving Ko's wife. Handing Splendorbelt that egg that he wanted so bad. And denying the kiss to her cavalier.
So roll another charisma check as you try to convince yourself even further.
It's a 15.
You hold the blade into the wall there, and you focus on it, and the bottom kind of coons out so it can be wielded with 2 hands, and you sort of press it into the wall. But as you start to think, and you think about co-stealing a little bit, and the egg kind of business was sort of weird, the blade kind of goes back to a short sword in your hands, and you pull it from the wall.
She's just gonna keep trying.
You stand there for a time as the blade continues to go out and out, and there's even a moment where it peaks.
And each time Grinkeeper's like got a big smile on her face with her eyes shut, and then she'll frown a little, and it'll.
Yeah, and as you sort of reach that great sword length again, the blade glows with kind of a moonlight, a light out 15 feet around you. Evelyn, this will take practice, perhaps, before you're able to wield the blade at full. Though this was a most commendable try.
I'm not done.
I can
She
see
keeps
this.
trying.
Your family will be here to collect you in the morning. Do you wish I were to leave you to your task? I must attend to the school.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay here.
Very well. It's behind the third brick down where we sat, you will find a small lever that extends the staircase. I have the rest of the girls to attend to.
Lady Vestal, thank you. And I'll get those other girls back.
And she looks back at you very sad. See that you do. And she leaves. Splendorbelt, you were heading out. Were you heading back to the farm?
Yep, back to the farm.
So it's the usual sort of hour walk back up over the bridge where you know the Cloven Brotherhood is underneath. A left takes you up north, back towards the Noble Hollow where you find your humble little farm.
Yep. And I would check in with Chad. Did I call him Brad or Chad?
You've called him both, so his name is now Chad Brad, or Brad Chad.
Okay, Chad Brad. I'll go talk to Chad Brad and see if anything's happened. You know, just a little bit of or like our little check-in that we do.
As you approach Chad Brad, which we can also just call Chad or Brad.
I liked Brad the Chad. That was pretty good.
Brad
Yeah,
the
that was
Chad.
good.
Yeah, we'll go with, I think his name was originally Chad, but for some reason Brad keeps coming up. But we'll stick with Chad. Chad is his name.
As you approach him, you see that he's talking with somebody.
Oh,
Somebody who's wielding a shield and a long spear.
Okay. Can I do I know who it is?
You kind of, skirt sideways to look around the scarecrow form of Brad Chad. And you see a man with a snake's head.
Oh, no.
His entire body is of scales. He wears a very simple loincloth, but has a great bit of armored chest plate across his upper half. He holds a shield, and upon it you see emblazoned the symbol of Snake Island.
All right. I would approach this with caution, hands-on maces, and get closer. I won't say anything yet, but I'll just kind of start walking up.
Brad gives his little jump to kind of face you as he turns his scarecrow form around.
Oh, understandable. Master, I'm so happy to see you. This man, the snake, has come to volunteer his services to you.
Stranger, why are you familiar to me? Do I know you?
With his snake head on top of this heavily built muscular body, but still covered in scales that kind of go from green on his upper shoulders to more of a tan on his chest. He lays down his spear at his side, and his shield kind of goes in front of his knee as he bends down and lowers his head. And he says, I am Nopa Ropa. I, Nopa Ropa, have come to ask, where is my queen?
I'm sorry, you said Nopa Ropa? Is that correct?
Nopa Ropa is my name.
I don't understand who you're looking for.
Queen Hissia, Queen of Snake Island. She attended your ball as your dancing companion.
Oh.
I am of her royal guard.
I see. It all floods back. She's not here. To be honest, I'm not sure where she is right now.
Ah! And he raises a hand to the sky and shakes it, and his mighty muscles kind of ripple as he does in the sunlight. Ah! Taken she was by the darkness. Underground she lies.
How do you know this?
I sense it. She has gone to the domain of the dark.
Well, this is not good.
This is not good. This is, how you say, bad.
That is exactly how I would say it. Well, I don't know. Do you need, what do you need me for? Do you have it?
You
yeah.
are the great hero of Snake Island. You must save a Princess Hissia.
There is some fuzziness to the memory of this place, Snake Island. What does it mean for when you say I am hero of Snake Island?
You are a hero of Snake Island. You defeated the great Snack who did burden up shores.
Do you know why I'm not allowed to remember any of this? You know what this is about? Some sort of curse, some sort of, I don't know. Something?
The curse of Snake Island was strong. Destroyed by you and your companions.
No, they don't remember either. Okay, well, do you have to...
I beg you, and he falls on all fours, dropping his shield and his spear, and bends full down to bow and grovel in front of you. I beg you, save my queen, my princess. Only you.
Does it have to be now, or you have a day or so before we have to go anywhere, or what?
I serve you until we save her. I serve. If you need days or time, I serve you then.
Well, at the very least, I need a day to just sort of collect myself from the crazy happenings at the party she went missing from. So I need to check on crops and make sure all is running well here. I have an employee I need to check with, and perhaps you could just I don't know, help him with things. Do you need payment?
Crops.
Where do you sleep?
Yes. I sleep here in the sun. Or under a log, whichever benefits you best. Your crops. So when the crops arrive, we will save my princess, my queen. She is both.
Well, it depends. How important, how time sensitive is her abduction? Can we go a while? It's not that I don't care. I do. I just, if she's not any greater danger 10 months from now versus 1 minute from now, then what, perhaps we can take our time.
Your crops help save the princess, yes? If we finish the crops, the princess is saved.
Yes, you could say that. Sure.
Then I farm. I shall farm for you, and I shall be your servant.
Okay. We can do this.
Then Nopa Ropa is yours, and he pulls a dagger from his back and splits his hand, and his green blood sort of runs between it. I pledge myself to you till we save Princess Hissia.
Do I have to shake your hand to make this deal?
Oh, this is blood. This is snake and blood pact. This is fine. I do it to myself.
Oh,
you have no
okay.
need to bleed or shake.
Okay, this is good. Where's the Chad? Where is Fishman?
Oh, the fishman is he's walking on the ditch.
He's working on the ditch. Finally somebody's doing the ditch. All right. I'll take him over and introduce him to Fishboy and ask Fishboy to give him work to do.
And Glipoma welcomes him with open arms and sets him to work helping with the ditch. And this will be the sort of ravine that runs down the center of your farm to deliver water to the crops. Noparopa is rather able with a shovel, being such a well-built snake man, and makes short work of it as the rest of the day proceeds.
Nice.
Ko, you are brought back to the guild with your family, and you are offered a room of decent size, at least. Still a single room, kind of hotel style, but all the same, the largest room they have for you.
One thing before that, because before Ko is back at the guild, he would he's got some business to get up to.
Okay.
So he would be heading back as if he were going home. And then at a point where he felt like nobody was around, nobody was looking, he would try to sort of stealth his way down an alley or, some place where he could be concealed, and his armor would shift and change to give an appearance of kind of casual attire, what sort of, black shirt and jeans, whatever's gonna blend in, the equivalent of that in this fantasy world. Just kind of blend in with the background. And he would stealth his way to the bridge and to try to get back to where the Cloven Brotherhood reside.
Okay. Using your mark that you left on the wall, you're able to do so quite easily, as the rest of them make through that area with darkness and have not removed the chalk you left upon the wall.
And then getting to there, he would seek an audience with Nasty.
So you find the door and you give it a knock, and it's opened by Sunbeam and Clipper. Clipper once again with his massive hair, and gives it a little comb with his bladed or toothed short sword. As you are escorted into the main room, you see that there are a lot more boxes and crates than there previously were here. It seems the business is booming at the moment. The table is well surrounded, and there seems to be a number of the jade figures from the Withers estate out on the table right now, and gold is stacked around them. Everyone seems to be having a pretty good time. There's some cards being played. The bonfire is cackling, crinkling, popping merrily nearby.
Wait, what do fires do? Crackle?
Crackle.
But it's a bonfire, right? Like, crackling sounds so small.
Yeah, it does.
It's roaring. Bonfires roar.
Roaring fire. There you go.
Roar, but it's roaring merrily.
Okay.
It's merry roaring.
Gotcha.
There we go. That's merry.
There's your merry fire.
Chuck, Nasty, Abnaz notice you over the table and stands up. He's in his red, kind of velvety smoking jacket with his long pipe issuing the string of smoke through the air. And he goes, well. Look who's back, everybody. If it isn't Excuse me, we've heard the word. One shot himself.
Hey, Nasty. Okay. Ko would try and work up a little bit of confidence, try and look cooler than he maybe feels, and go over and slam his bag of holding down on the table. Go. Here's the deal. I need an exchange. I need you all to be a fence for me.
One Fit Fuzz goes, hey, wait a minute, that's my bag.
Is it?
I think so.
Then what's it doing on my person?
He has a point, Fitz. He has a point. You need a fence.
And Ko would start to scoop out the mostly gems and things acquired from the bank onto the table.
Oh, you've been busy. What
There's
have
a
you been up to?
pretty decent chance that somebody's gonna come looking for this. I'd rather not be in a position where I could be caught with it.
I see. Are you looking to cash it in today, or did you have something else in mind?
I would prefer cashing it in today. Nobody thinks twice about the wealthy merchant having money, but they might notice specific gems. So
Oh dear
I
me.
offer this. I'll even extend the rate. Whatever percentage it is, you can take a higher cut. But I want you to leave my family alone. I want your word.
Oh, well, your family? We're family. We're all family here, boys, huh? And ladies. Yeah. Listen. One shot. We're not some carnival you just turn in tickets at. If you want back in, you get back in. But if you're just looking for a percent, I think we can help him out, can't we, everybody? Hey, boss. What are we gonna do with all these gems? You took the gems last time. We got surplus of gems. We're trying to hawk jade figurines right now. You got a point. We do have a lot of gems.
Look, just find a way to get the money to me. I'm not back in. I'm not interested in being back in. I just need the money. And I need it to not be around me. And I need this gang to leave my family alone. Showing up unexpected is unacceptable. And I'm not going to have any more surprises.
Oh. Showing up unexpected. Who would do that? Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. Hey, boss, he did show up unexpected. That's right, Fruit Loops. He did. Very well done. We'll give you 50% since we're just business partners. We're not even partners. We're just making a transaction.
40%. And I'll tell you what I know about your business operations here in this city.
Go on.
The deal first.
A deal. Very well. Copperback, fetch this man an egg. We'll be sitting for a while. You might as well look presentable if you're going to have a chat with us. One shot. Did something happen? Another weird noise?
Another
Yeah,
sound,
just lots of fun noises going on in the background.
I've got to find. I'll find out eventually where it is, but I'm stumped.
Probably some program or something. That
The sewers here is full of odd noises. Shut up, Stonewall and Goldie. Copper goes to the back, grabs a cockatrice egg, and gives it a roll towards you across the table.
Ko will take it. He'll do the hair gel thing. He's feeling confident.
All right. It's kind of like, it's like a kind of pushy party, and everyone wants to make sure you have a drink too. Even if you're holding it, they're fine with it, but they want to make sure you got a drink. Everyone's got to have their hair done here at the table.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, now we're partying. All right. Hey, his hair looks good. Yeah, good job. All right. The deal is set then. What's the information?
And Ko would tell him that Cassius is being investigated, and that there's a decent chance that that investigation pertains to Withers, the Withers job, that the investigator is someone named Inquisitor Rex Craven coming in. Basically, any bit he knows about the investigation so far, that adventurers are being posted outside of the Withers estate, and that there's a decent chance this could lead back to the Cloven Brotherhood.
I see. I'd be ashamed to give up this location. Well, one shot in your professional Silver League senses. Do you feel we need to skip town?
I think at this point it might be smart not to have a bunch of jade from the Withers estate hanging around.
Ah, that's fair. We have been meaning to go to Kingdom with it after all, everybody. After all, we could pick up some rams while we're there. We have been meaning that, boss. That's been part of the trip. It's been planned. Yes. Oh, it's such a bother, though. This place is great. Well, one shot. Well done, well done. You got yourself your wishes. We'll skedaddle.
Ko will stand up, kind of straighten himself. Well, it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Always and forever a pleasure. You're always welcome here, Ko.
I think I'm managing just fine.
Yes, you are. Yes, he is. Now, and you, I presume, head out?
Yep.
Cool. You are gifted or exchanged a amount of money which we will calculate soon and later.
Okay.
But the contents would be about 10,000 gold pieces.
Damn.
Ha ha! Where's your god now, Splendor Belt?
Yeah, no kidding.
That's farm money right there.
Yeah, it is.
It's all right. I'm gonna buy a house soon. It's gonna all go away.
Do you head to the guild to your accommodations there?
Yes.
And having been collected, you find that your family is at their house and ready to be moved at the moment, as well as attended by. Where is my? Here it is. Attended by Hiroshi, the Tabaxi monk, is outside your door. He has a cart with him. Aegis is there. Oh, well, good to see you, Ko. I hope under better circumstances, but congratulations or sorry, whichever one works best here.
I'm having to step away from the house and stay the night at a guild that I'm currently grounded from. I think condolences is more appropriate.
Well, then, condolences, sir. Hope you don't mind that they gave you the one without any windows, and your door will be watched tonight. But, well, you are registered as a rogue after all, so they're taking some precautions.
It's fair.
All right. Hey, little missy, are you, going to the guild tonight? And Penny walks out. Does she know what's going on? Should I not have said anything? Go, your dad. She doesn't look like.
We're gonna be staying at the guild
Right.
tonight. There's been an incident in town, and there's some monsters that the guild is taking care of, and
Yeah.
no place safer than the guild.
Yeah, your dad's a good man. Good man. And some would call him some would call him responsible. You all get in the cart now, and we'll escort you down to the guild. And you all load up in the cart. There's no tea served this time, and Hiroshi kind of sits on the edge of the exit and just keeps watch as you drive down to the guild. You arrive at the guild. You're placed in that kind of one room, kind of hotel style with a grand bed, and there's another bed located in there for you, in addition, kind of taking up a lot of the floor space that would be left. There's no window in this room, as I mentioned, but there are candles provided, and your door is locked behind you.
Ko would just try to pass it off as, family fun night at the guild.
Roll a deception check if you would make a counter deception on your daughter's insight check.
Oh no, it's not good. 7.
I got an 18. Dad, what's
Those
going
kids.
on?
Well, honey, it's did Mom tell you about the dance? Did you tell her at all about the ball that we went to?
I told her we went dancing, but I figured this was your story to tell.
Well, we went to the bronze ball, which is a big dinner for lots of people in the city, and there's lots of heroes there, and there was a bit of an incident, and some monsters showed up, and it's okay. Everybody's okay. Your mom and I are fine, but it was really close to our house, and we just think you would be a lot safer here at the guild with, all the heroes, and including the same people that helped save your mom. So, for now, I think this is just the best place for us.
But Mom says you're the one who saved her.
Well, yep, and I'm here. So we're all gonna just be here together, and everything will be fine.
Anathela gives her head kind of a roundabout. Dears, we might be stuck here for a while. Do you want to keep this up?
Okay. Here's the deal, kiddo. Your dad. There was a time where I was doing merchant work, but recently I actually joined the guild. And I've actually been doing hero work instead.
What? Why did you tell me? I was at school and I had to describe that you were with a merchant, or I could have said something cool. What do they call you? What's your? Do you have a name?
Yeah, my name's One Shot.
What? Her mom kind of bends down, like, One Shot, like the double thumbs up.
Well, I mean, you remember you've got your dragon scale necklace, right? Well, that wasn't just traded to me. That was a dragon that your daddy helped kill.
What? That's so much cooler than you buying it. Why would you not tell me?
Well, people here. Look, heroes are very exciting, but it's a very dangerous lifestyle, and it's not exactly looked at super fondly. Your dad was maybe worried about how it might reflect you and your mom and the family, but we're gonna be honest about it now. We're gonna own it.
And we head to Grinkeeper. How long did you stick at that door, Grinkeeper?
She's there until she realizes it's probably almost morning, and then she'll race up the stairs. She'll write a letter to Margaret, and inside that letter to Margaret, saying goodbye and everything and explaining the situation as best she can, she'll hide letters to Splendorbelt and Ko and get Margaret to deliver those letters explaining that she has to go face down her parents.
Fair enough. Those will be delivered via the mail to Ko and Splendorbelt the following days. The cart arrives for you. There is several servants that you recognize from your home estate there in the kingdom, as well as Dr. Riphart, the old man who examined you previously. He has been sent under the servants go to your room, and they are quick to dismantle it, pack everything up with great efficiency. Dr. Riphart kind of pulls you aside. My young girl, I couldn't bear to tell your family the results of your previous examination, but I've been sent to aid you on your way home should you fall ill during that time.
Oh, thanks for coming, Doctor. I assure you I'll be fine.
Yes, I believe so, given the circumstances of which we are collecting you today. You have been accused of performing hero work during your school hours and missing classes due to acts of great heroism.
Most of it wasn't during school hours.
All the same, I apologize that we must remove you from these heroics. It is a very brave thing you do. Your parents should be proud, though I fear they will not be.
No, not this time.
Is there anything you need to do before we leave? I would be happy to delay the attendance.
Grin Creeper will sit there and she'll think. But she knows she sent out the letters to let her friends know where she would be. She's ready to go.
So you head out on the family carriage towards Kingdom, towards Verma City and the Western Towers. Splendorbelt, it's morning, and you look out from your tower and you see dirt still flying up out of the ditch.
Awesome. Getting work done. Okay. I'll go down there and see how they're doing.
You see Gleepoma asleep, kind of half his body still laying in the ditch. He's sort of, descended into the mud overnight. But he's been buried slightly, hills kind of cresting over the top of his fins and headdress as Noparopa continues to dig.
I'll say, I did not expect you to work through the night. You can stop. It's fine.
I will only stop when my princess is safe. You have said that when the farm is ready and yields, that we shall descend into the dark to save her.
Yeah, this is true, but I don't know much about your people, but can you go on forever? At some point you have to rest and eat and sleep and all this?
I am concerned of I grow weary from digging. Energies, I'm rather tired.
You should rest then.
A fine protein would do me well to keep these muscles go. Do you have the legs of a mutton or the back of a pig?
Not on hand. I have a lot of potato you can eat. This is not good protein, though.
Potato. Is that what we grow here?
Yes.
These weak-sounding words.
Yes, it is. It is. It grows underground. It's a tuber of sorts, and
evil grows underground. You unleash evil on this place.
No, this is not true of this. This is like many vegetables eaten by both good and evil men.
Then you sap, and he kind of holds his hand to the rising sun and kind of makes a fist around it, so kind of casts a shadow of his own muscular fist upon his face. So you sap the good from the ground, and this is why the underground is evil. The good is all in potato.
Yes, sure. This is good.
Then we use the good and harvest the good.
Yes.
And use it.
Yes.
To defeat the evil.
Well, yes. Everyone needs energy to live. So I will provide that for people, and they can fight the evil with the energy they now have.
Very good. I require a rest. I fear the ditch is undone.
You should sleep, but as far as food goes, okay, I'll put it this way. You have free run of the land here to kill and eat whatever you want to hunt and eat. It is yours to have.
Can I hunt this one? The one asleep in the dirt.
Splunderbelt would think about this for a second.
His meats are fresh.
Unfortunately, no, probably not. He is under my employ. I don't think he was counting on me feeding him to the next person that came through town. So,
really thought about that.
I really did, actually. I thought I was for a minute. I'm like, what harm could it do to kill this fish man? But then I realized that's more.
It would kill the fish man. That's the harm it would do.
Yeah, it's more. That's more morally troubling than Ko's sticky fingers at the bank.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm gonna say no to that, and say that but any other living creatures outside of the you can't have Chad. Chad is mine. He can't be. His head cannot be eaten. But you can go anywhere on this land and eat anything you want.
Who is Chad?
He is the disembodied. What is he again? Jeez.
Minotaur.
Minotaur. He's the Minotaur you were talking to when I came here today.
I speak at him. I did not talk with him. He speaks in words I do not understand.
Oh,
so
yes.
I told him my titles and my needs.
I forget his language is not known to everyone. Okay, well, he is off limits is my point. Don't go near him.
He is made of bones. I have no need for bones. I must ingest whole, the vermin, the creatures. I hunt in the swamp when I awaken.
Yes.
Where do I bed?
Anywhere you please, except the
Then
tower.
I go into this place. And he points at the Noble Hollow, full of bugs and trees. I will find a tree to rest in.
Totally fine. This is good. And thank you for this. Ditch has never looked better. Thank you for this.
It is an excellent ditch that will serve you well and heed us hence. And he walks off into the Noble Hollow.
Excellent.
With this dawn approaching, you see a cart making its way up the rather worn and old path that leads to your farm.
Okay. Do I know who it is from this distance?
Well, it seems like it's really far away, but as it gets a little closer, you realize it's actually closer than you expected. It's kind of small. It seems to be a halfling cart driven by several ponies.
Okay. Well, I'll stand there and wait for him to get to me.
It pulls up, and the fuzzy ponies kind of pull to the side. This very elegant cart and carriage opens up, and out kicks a footplate for stepping down. And out emerges a very well-dressed halfling with his hair kind of going up in what might be like a halfway ponytail, but then that descends down his back and gets kind of woven in until it's pulled tight right at the base of his neck.
Okay.
He looks sort of familiar, but kind of like a younger version of someone you might know. And he says,
I presume you're Mr. Splendidbelt?
Oh, shit. Yes. Do I know you?
I'm Marvin. I'm Marvin Goodwine. You know my father. You met him at the Bronze Ball. I'm here to oversee some of the improvements that might be needed on your farm in order to yield profit.
I was not told he was sending you to do this.
He's a very active businessman. He makes sure all his investments are very well taken care of, and he wants to make sure that you have everything you need,
and he pauses as he kind of looks around the farm and sees the cottage in ruins, the tower tattered, and the 2 fields full of stones.
I would say to him while he's flummoxed by his view, Well, this investment you say has not actually happened. We just had a conversation. We have not spoken of terms or anything at this point.
And Dad, could you come out here?
Shit.
I'll be happy to, son. I'll extend these stairs. I'll come down the stairs with my little cane, and I'll come outside now.
He comes outside.
Oh, dear me. Oh, dear me. This is the farm I've decided to invest in. Have you planted yet?
Some, yes.
No, this won't do at all.
Well, pardon me for the confusion, but you have not. You have no ownership or investment yet. We just had a conversation. It's not the same as, no money has exchanged hands.
He needs to see the money, Dad. The money, I'd be happy to show him the money. I got tons of money. I'll get it here in the cart. I must climb up again into my cart.
I can't tell if I love him or hate him. I don't know yet.
You see several kind of weary hands pass out huge bags of gold to the halfling, and he kind of double holds it and dominates his entire chest.
I have here. Oh, this is Marvin speaking, by the way. My dad just handed me money.
We got him.
I have here 80,000 gold pieces. We are prepared to purchase the furlong next year, state to double your holdings here, Mr. Splendorbelt. And we are prepared to build a great many things on this land.
This is all moving very fast for me. Are you going to try to take it over from me?
Mr. Goodwine kind of leans out the cart door.
Mr. Splendorbelt, this is your holding. We have no need. We really want to encourage the local populace to farm good. Potatoes have never been planted in this land. This is a very rare crop from the northern kingdoms of which you come from. I noticed that you are a Margoth. The Margoths are very famous for their potatoes. And we will be happy to make Margoth alcohols.
Well, this is what we spoke of. You talked about me just being your supplier. I didn't realize you wanted to invest directly into the space and in my business.
I found myself getting very excited. It was a very exciting evening. It was full of monsters. I took a day off. I relaxed. And I thought to myself, a man who fights monsters, who grows potatoes on the edge of a monster-infested area, that's a very brave man.
How much control do you desire over this place?
And no control. I want no control. I just want to see the potatoes be happy.
Well,
I'll think of vodka. I'm trying to think of vodka. I forgot the word in the vodka.
All right. Internally, Splendorbelt is very, very concerned about these events. But I'll have to admit, it's mostly because I've seen a lot of mob movies, and whenever this happens, whoever's getting bought out or invested in gets screwed.
What mob? They're little halflings.
It sounds like protection money, and I don't like it.
They're just little business partners, Scott.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That all have every stereotype you can think of the mob.
Everyone's based on a character. It's fine.
Can you give me some time to decide if I am ready to commit to your plan? I don't want to see you throw your money away just yet. I'm saying give it some time to, make sure it's a good fit.
Marvin, please tell this man that we mean business and we mean good. We mean real good. We're the good ones. We mean good. Yeah, but my father, a very, very respected businessman. Listen, you take all the time you need. We're just here to help out. We take these bags of gold, they intimidate you. I understand. I'll put them back in the cart right now. I hand you this.
And he hands you a book. And it says, Paylor's Tome of Agriculture.
Okay.
This is a book. It'll help you out. It's just knowledge. We share knowledge freely. Each acre of potatoes, 10 tons of potatoes an acre per yield. That's 3 times a year you can get potatoes. We buy the furlong. You get 2 furlongs. You got 1 furlong right now. You get 2 furlongs. That's 20 tons of potatoes.
I mean, this sounds like maybe too good to be true, but okay. I will read through the book. I will think of your offer, and then I will we'd be in touch. Perhaps you'll come here again and check, or I don't know. What is best?
Of course. You can come by our estate, your business. Yes, tell him we'll be happy to have him by the estate. Yeah, my father says we'd be happy to have you by the estate. Listen, you come out, we talk, you take the book. We got another gift for you. Would you like another gift?
What is it?
This is...
And he goes around to the back of the cart and unties something in a big kind of metal contraption, slides off the back into his little arms as he sort of lowers it to the ground with all his halfling string.
This is the Kingdom Line. It's the Kingdom Line. Top of the line plow. Metal plow. Industrialized. You use this, you get the plow, and you get those rocks out of the field. You get yourself a proper yield here.
And this, what strings are attached to this? If I take this from you,
And no strings. We merely wanna cut out the potatoes at the end. Well, we're not even cut. We pay you, but we're looking to invest. There's so little to invest here in Atema. We're gonna invest in heroes. They just do their own thing. We're gonna invest in more land. It's hard to buy land. Especially you here have seized the land on the edge of Noble Hollow. Do you know how rare that is?
yeah, I'm learning by the moment that it is more rare than I thought. Okay, I will take this, and if it does not work out, perhaps I will pay you for it, so that you're not wasting your time with it. But if it works out, okay, then we have a plow. It's very, very nice. Although I need beasts to move it, but we'll think of this later.
Beasts are very cheap.
This is Mr. Goodwine kind of hanging out the side of the cart, and the cart's starting to be loaded up, and Marvin's getting on the top and kind of driving it off.
Beasts are very cheap, Mr. Splendor Belt, but not as cheap as you. You need to spend some money if you want to make some money. Go to town. Get yourself a donkey if you really want it. Or you could get yourself a proper draft horse. Either way, you gotta spend money
And then clap, clap, clap as he gets away.
to make money.
I think that was me that time.
Okay.
Yeah, he swore at Splendor Belt.
Yeah. It's like, you gotta spend money to make money, dick, or whatever he said. All right. Boy, that really tapped into an actual, thing I dread. Just that concept of someone who wants to force investment in what you're doing. I don't know why I have an actual fear of that, so this is fun. All right. He will ponder these things in his heart.
Then we go to Ko, who awakens the next morning at the guild.
Oh, long rest, everybody.
Yes, long rests all around. That was technically in the morning too, so you were long rested. Ko, it's a pretty normal morning. You were given some food that was brought in for you by several guild attendants, but in the morning here, your doors remained locked.
Well, not a lot to do then. Ko would probably spend much of the day just talking with and trying to entertain his daughter and keep the family spirits high, and hopefully not let on the fact that they are as much prisoners here as they are guests.
There's a knock at the door eventually, though, and one Zoldar the Wizened enters. The one-shot family, a pleasure. Mr. One Shot, we'd be happy to talk with you downstairs. We have advanced the interviews.
Great. Happy to interview.
Very good.
I'll be right back.
We head down into the zone of truth. You may know it previously from your adventures.
All right. I follow him.
And he takes you down through the bar and through that back door, and then immediately they left down the stairs to where you saw the small holding cells, the circle in the center, and then the podium, which would transfer the voice or transform the voice of whoever was doing the interview. The podium, however, has been obscured. There is a kind of a fold-out curtain, rather simple, erected around it. Please step inside.
Oh, does.
Roll a charisma saving throw.
And is this a magical spell or effect?
It sure is.
Well, let's not roll it twice. It's a natural 20.
All right, you may choose to resist the Zone of Truth effect if you wish.
Is it known if I resisted it?
It is known because a symbol would appear above your head. However, as someone attuned to magic as your satory ways are, you could let the symbol appear while still with that natural 20 saying what you want.
Let's do that.
So the zone of truth symbol appears your head, one of enchantment. Ah, good. We are ready. Mr. Who shall remain unnamed will be asking the questions, if you may.
One Shot. What happened the night before the Bronze Ball?
The night before the Bronze Ball? I'm not sure I remember. Actually, can you remind me what happened the night before the Bronze Ball? I don't remember.
It was in the morning before the Bronze Ball.
Very well. The morning before the Bronze Ball, when you were invited with Cassius and your wife to the guild.
Oh, right. Well, my wife was under a strange affliction, a similar affliction to what's befallen many of our citizens, and we were starting to notice similarities between what was happening to other people and her condition. So Cassius invited us to the guild to see if we could find a solution to help her. And using my group's talents, we were able to.
What are these talents?
A knack for psychic connection.
How did your group look into this, the other Delvers?
Didn't understand that.
I was glad you didn't, because I didn't either. I was like, wait a minute, what are you saying?
How did the other Delvers factor into this?
I still didn't get it.
Let me. Reducing.
Is this better?
That's better.
That's better. That's much better.
That's funny.
How did the other Delvers affect into your abilities?
I mean, I'm able to connect to them, and we were all able to work together.
Using?
The psychic connection. That's all.
Tell us about the operation that Cassius had you perform at the Wither's estate.
I'm not sure we performed an operation at the Wither's estate. We did fight a monster outside of the Wither's estate, and we did go, admittedly, perhaps a silly decision, but after a monster attack, we noticed that the foundation by the Wither's estate had been damaged, and, we were curious to make sure that everything was okay, and honestly, the inquisitive nature being heroes, we went in and explored, but it was just that one room, really.
Roll a deception.
Ooh, it's a 6. Would it be performance, though? Because technically I'm not lying.
Well, you lied that you didn't go in there. That you said
No,
there was no.
I did say there was no operation.
Yeah. But I'll let
I
you
wasn't
make a
aware.
accompanying performance.
Okay. Wasn't aware of an operation. Okay, that one's just a 10. None of them are very good.
With the zone still on your head, though, there's some chatter back behind the curtain area.
We have word from Cassius that he submitted the Delvers to invade the Wither's estate and recover certain items. Are you aware of this?
I don't know what Cassius told you, to be sure. I haven't spoken to him.
There's some more chatter behind the curtain for a moment.
What was the exact combination of spells you used to recover your wife?
Again, it wasn't spells. It's a psychic connection. It's a personal ability. I'm not magically inclined.
Very well. You will remain here at the guild for a time while we decide what to do with you.
Well, now, wait, hang on. He is able to roll a perception.
Jeez. I wish this was a fighting day. That's another natural 20 for a 30.
Man, look at that.
I know. It's all been 1s, 2s, and 20s for me today. There's been nothing in the middle.
That was amazing.
So you hear the conversation happening behind the curtain for a moment. He was able to go into the mines and free these people. We have people trapped right now. We must make use of him.
As if sensing, well, not sensing it, he heard it, but not trying to let on that he heard it, Ko would say, look, if this is about trying to help anybody else, I can certainly lend my services to it. That's been a goal all along, but I will need to be accompanied by at least Splendor Belt. If that's what you were asking, he is able to remove curses.
So if we gave Splendor Belt and yourself freedom to head to the Pelorian Temple and heal, you would?
Of course. I don't want anyone to go through what I went through, and I don't want anyone to go through what my wife went through. It was horrible.
Very well. You will be released on the grounds that you continue to heal those who have been affected at the Bronze Ball.
That's not a problem. I assume my family will be free to leave as well.
Yes. We are continuing our investigation, but for now we have decided that your wife is not the cause of this Calazar's release. But we had to detain you for a time to make sure of that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Very, very good questions. All right, and emerging from the curtains comes Zoltar the Wizen. Very well, we have some answers, Mr. One Shot. We are going to put you and Mr. Splendorveld to work in the Pelorian Temple. Right now, I know off the top of my head that we have Maestro Galen, Selena Everbloom, Kalam Vizaran, with you might know him as Gigashark, Goran Ilselor, and Nana Quilur, all in the hospitalization, as well as some others that have been affected and are currently, how you say, feral.
Oh.
Yes, we
Okay.
keep them in a big cage, and they all scratch at each other because they wish to rejoin their glorious Khalizar.
Well, I'll be happy to get started, but like I said, I will need Splendor Belt, or at least somebody else who knows how to remove curses, but considering he's been in there before, he would be most ideal.
And we shall fetch the Splendor Belt, the efficient, Mr. Efficient. We shall fetch him. Do you have any need for the grinning one?
I mean, she's certainly welcome to come as well. I think she might even be able to do it too. I wouldn't have gotten her letter yet saying that she had to go.
No, not
right?
yet.
Okay. Yeah, so Ko would assume that she would be coming as well.
And we shall send ones for the Defender. Very good. Well done. Thank you for your upcoming services. And he motions you up the stairs. Family will be released soon. I'm used to speaking the half-orc.
All right, Ko would leave.
Very good. Midday for you, Splendor Belt. A Aegis cart arrives on the edge of the farm.
Okay. Would meet it and see what's up.
Well, hey, Mr. Splendor Belt, or the efficient. Congratulations. I have been sent to collect you as you will be spending your afternoon healing the wounded at the Palorian Temple.
Well, okay then. You ready to go now?
Well, yes, I saw why I came and why I'm here and why I brought a cart with me.
Okay. Well, let's go. And I'm ready, so I'll go with him right now. Let's go.
So Ko meets you at the Palorian Temple, the proud-faced Palor Temple that's in the middle south of town of Atimer, just north of the guild where you originally resided when you first moved to town. And they take you to that same hospital wing that was set up previously where all the sleeping elves were. There is a number of people in here, but looking about the room, you notice that they are all of elven nature. You see three high elves, one wood elf, and one half elf. There's also a list on the wall nearby. You see attendees and employees, as well as non-attendees listed. There are 16 names on the attendees employees list, and the non-attendees and employees list has 24 names upon it.
All right.
Hey, Splendor Belt. We're gonna be taking care of these folks, same way we did with my wife. Do you think you can handle that?
Yes. I still maintain the powers that allowed me to do it before, so no reason why we cannot do this.
And how many do you think you can do a day?
I can tell you. Hold on. Let's see. That is. Hold on a minute. Here we go. Not sanctuary. Where is it? Why can't I find it?
Be under spells, and then this is a 3rd level spell. Remove curse.
Oh, there it is. Well, yeah, but it's not. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. So I can do up to 3. Is it also a 4th level? No.
No, I mean you could cast it at a 4th level.
Can I though? I don't know.
And a 5th level. Yeah. You can always use a higher, or no. Am I saying that right?
In this case, I
No.
can't because they're not.
Yeah.
They're not listed as 4th or 5th at all. It's only 3rd.
No, but you can always spend a higher spell slot to use a lower spell, universally across the board.
Even if
it may not
there's-
always have a new effect, but you can always.
Oh,
do it.
okay. Well, if that's the rule, then yeah, I guess I can. So, 3,
That's my understanding of it. Anyway.
6, 7 total times a day before I'm out of slots 3 and higher.
Cool. So you can get that on 7 times. And how many times can you go into someone's mind go?
Let's find out. A 1, a 2, a 3. Let's see. I get 1 free. Oh no! You know what? I can do. Technically, I could do it up to 9 times now.
Whoa.
Cool. So together you could cure 7 people.
Yeah.
All
7
right.
people a day.
Zoltar the Wizen walks up behind you guys. The dynamic duo is here to heal. These ones asleep. Well, they are not the pharaoh with the claws and the fighting.
Do you think it would be smarter to take care of the feral ones first?
These are peaceful. Perhaps the ones with the clawing and the screaming would be better.
Yeah, I think maybe we focus on them. Keep them from hurting themselves or others.
Well, we keep them in the catacombs because they're freaky.
Oh, do they just run around down there?
Oh yes, we close the door and they just run, and we haven't really messed with them much.
Well, that seems like not a great way to handle it. We would probably need them brought in one at a time.
I see. Well, we thought about putting them in a cage, but they started hurting each other, so letting them run the ragged, wear themselves out seemed to be. But we will fetch. Who do you recommend do the fetching?
Somebody strong and capable.
Very good. We shall fetch Edgar Boonfellow. He's on reprimand for getting to drinking at the latest bronze ball. He will be a good candidate for the scratching.
Yeah, Boonfellow would be great.
Next, we fetch a Boonfellow. So you all are brought over to the edge of the catacombs and kind of wind your way back through the Palorian Temple, through the main hall, and head down past the main office of the head cleric. But eventually you reach a large staircase and a great wooden and metal strated door that's at the bottom. And Boonfellow's brought in and commanded to go in there and wrestle out a couple of elves, and he does so in his usual sort of begrudging way. One at a time, he drags a thin elf out by the nape, by the scruff, by the hair, and brings them to you for you to remove the curse. When you enter the dream with Splendor-Belt, there's no buildings, there's no presence, there's really just the single light, very much like you first met Anathla in, where she was just kind of sitting by herself. And at that time, she was kind of picking flowers and just sort of hanging out. These particular elves are performing their trade in here. So today you exercise so you can do 7 a day. So you exercise a blacksmith, a merchant, a fisher, an artisan, and a baker.
It's kind of odd. They're all tradesmen. Ko says to nobody in particular.
He just thinks it.
But all half-elves, high elves, and wood elves alike. I think that was 7, so there's actually 2 more. A butcher and a barber.
I was hoping for a candlestick maker.
You have
Could
enough
be.
candles. You don't need more.
There's still more in the catacombs to go, but that'll be your future work as you make your work done there in the Palorian Temple in a future episode. And Grinkeeper heads back home to meet her parents and deal with her future and find belief in herself. That's where we end today.
Nice. Very nice.
Awesome.
All right. Well, there you go, everybody. We hope you enjoyed hanging out with us. I know I did. All right. So I have to think other people did too. And I'm happy to report that while the show is going on today, I put some finishing final touches on a drawing of a potato. Yeah, that's right. Why would Scott do that? Because this next month's art that we're sending out to supporters at our our Dungeons Plus membership over at ThereWillBeDungeons.com will get their very own one-of-a-kind print. It's never going to happen anywhere else. It'll only happen to those supporters. So if you're like, ooh, I want to know more, well, good news. You can go find out all you need to know. Just head on over to the site. Check it out. ThereWillBeDungeons.com and sign up today if you haven't already. I think you'll be really happy that you did. So please go give it a shot. We'd love to have you on board, and sending you that art would be our pleasure, among other things. All right, I think it's going to do it. We'll be back with episode 2 next week, right here, same time, same channel. If those at home are like, hey, I should come live sometime, you totally can. Be over here on Saturday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. That's when we do it. That's going to do it for us, for me, for Kyle, for John, and for Kristen. We'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.